Akwa Ibom State is positioning itself as one of Nigeria's fastest rising investment destinations, with Governor Pastor Governor Eno driving an ambitious push across aviation, agriculture, healthcare and tourism. Victor Atta International Airport has now secured full international status, opening the door for direct global operations as Ibom Air prepares for wider expansion, while the surrounding aviation village is being developed to strengthen trade and connectivity. Across the state, more than 1,300 kilometres of roads and 32 bridges have been delivered, alongside major investments in agriculture, including a tractor leasing programme designed to support farmers and boost food production. The administration has also prioritised social welfare, clearing pension backlogs, raising the minimum wage to 80,000 naira and expanding support for vulnerable households. Governor Eno says the goal is simple: to make Akwa Ibom one of Nigeria's leading states for business, tourism and long-term growth. I sat down with His Excellency Pastor Governor Eno, Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Your Excellency, when you close your eyes and picture Akwa Ibom at its very, very best, what do you see?
Calm, collected, peaceful, radiant, lush, blessed state. That's what I see.
We stood together earlier today at the Aviation Village. We also had a look at the CNG bus terminal, and we also saw the reclamation areas. Very completely different visions. I want to start by asking about something that none of these locations answered. When the day is over and it's quiet, what actually drives you?
What drives me? If I tell you, will you believe me? The Spirit of God. That's what drives me. You know, God Himself is a creative being. The Bible said, you know, the face of the earth was faced with confusion, and the Spirit moved over it and started creating. And then all of us are made of God. We're made in His likeness, in His image. And so that Spirit drives you, enables you, opens your mind to the endless and limitless possibilities of what God can do and who God is. So that's what drives me.
You said you had wished you had been governor yesterday. With over 80 priority projects delivered, what does that urgency feel like now compared to when you took office 3 years ago?
There's still a sense of urgency. We've not reached where we should be. We've not reached where I think we ought to be. While I give so much credit to our past leaders, and we've been very blessed as a state to have them, you will discover that we are so much in a hurry to get to where all of this investment begins to give back to the state and to the people. That's why we're in a hurry.
Today alone, I saw 3 projects that would be headline news in any country around the world, including the agricultural equipment leasing facility. The Aviation Village is preparing for international flights. You've got a fleet of 25 tractors that are going to be leased by farmers who could never have afforded them. And the CNG mass transit terminal is under construction. You're governing across every sector simultaneously. How do you hold all of these projects in your head all at once?
Like I said to you, dream. God is the enabler of all dreams. And you have the right people. Every leader is surrounded by people, and the people surrounding that leader determines how far he will go. Again, I've been blessed to be surrounded by people who have come to know and accept the vision that we run, the Arise agenda, and they know that we're running against time. So everyone that God has placed everywhere, they're doing their best to ensure that we catch up with the vision, because we have a review session every now and then. And of course, you come to that review session as a delivery advisor or as a commissioner or as someone taking responsibility. You come to give an account of how the vision is progressing. And so it's that's how it goes. All of these things are put together. Yes, you have the vision in line with the Arise blueprint, but we have the right people, the right places, doing the right things, and that's why we're able to move.
Let's focus on the elderly. You paid off over 80 billion in pension and gratuity backlogs and introduced an 80,000 naira minimum wage. When you think about the workers and retirees of Akwa Ibom, what did you want them to feel when those payments landed?
They should be happy. They should feel thankful to God and blessing to the state that they served. You know, each day those retirees were not paid. Some of them have died, unfortunately. They're bitter, they are not happy. I don't feel it speaks well for the state. They're not saying a blessing over the state that they've served for 35 years and then they don't have pensions. Some of them have medical bills, you know, and at the time we didn't have medical insurance. And so I honestly believe that I wanted them to feel happy, feel safer, and have the confidence that they served a state that just turns back and give them their due. This is what belongs to them, and we should actually build to take care of these people.
Coming up on Channel's Business Global, from aviation to hospitality, Akwa Ibom State is expanding its tourism economy as part of a broader plan to drive investment beyond oil. Can business travel, conferences and destination tourism become the next major growth engine for the state? And I'll be looking back at some of the biggest business news stories of the week. All of this after the break. Do stay with us. Tourism is becoming a major part of Akwa Ibom State's economic strategy as the government looks to reduce dependence on oil and build new sources of long-term revenue. The state is investing heavily in hospitality and business tourism, with projects including the Arise Palm Resort, a 5,000 capacity convention centre, a 20,000 capacity amphitheatre, and continued expansion around Victor Atta International Airport. Officials say the goal is to position Akwa Ibom as a destination for conferences, events and regional travel, while supporting wider investment across transport, hospitality and services.
So what we're looking at now is the Rice Palm Resort. This is a complete tourism and leisure park developed, conceptualized by His Excellency Governor Eno. The whole of this space was a complete gully, as you could see. Everything here is reclaimed. You could see the palms there. Right here you can see the pools and then the artificial lakes with the floating bars. We have restaurants, all and lounges. We have the gaming area, we have the children's playground, we have the sporting arena, and then we have the golf course, 9-hole golf course. Here's the golf house right here coming up. And then we have well-appointed 20 apartments, 3 bedrooms, 5, 2 bedrooms, 15, 20 there, administrative building, there's a banqueting facility, and of course the service area, security. So the reason why His Excellency thought of it wasn't just enough to reclaim this and stabilize the whole and get the ecological remediation. So if we spend all of that money, so what do we do with it? Should the money just be put on the ground and left? He decided to turn this into a mini Disney. He turned it into a mini Disney because he wants people to come here and have themselves and their families relax. So right here in this resort, there's something for everyone. There's something for adults, there's something for children, there's something for the Gen Zs, and for anyone you can think about.
Governor Pastor Umo Eno says tourism must be treated as serious economic infrastructure, arguing that improved connectivity through Ibom Air and the airport's new international status will help attract both visitors and investors. The administration is also linking tourism to broader economic planning with new transport systems, urban development and healthcare infrastructure designed to support a more diverse economy.
The ambition is to make our state one of the leading states in this country. You can approach the world from Akwa Ibom and the international airport and all our facilities. What we try to do as you look around is to make it world class. Let's compete. Let's drive tourism. Let's make Akwa Ibom a tourist destination of choice. Let's provide, what does it take to, how did Dubai do it? You know, if you, and I get fascinated. If it was my office, you see the memos of the Sheikh of Dubai, and you see how 30 years ago it was just a desert. You know the story than I do. But it takes the ingenuity, the creative mind, vision, hard work of someone to put all that together. Every step we take inches closer to that realization that Akwa Ibom is blessed by God and we're positioned like any other state, any other subnational, to become a leading subnational in this country. And that's where we're going. We're ready for business. We're ready to receive them, to invest, for them to invest. We have a stable state running basically stable economy, nice people. All of this could turn to the social capital that we have. And so whether it is on the Ibom Deep Sea Port, or it is on power generation and distribution, or whether it's agriculture, we stand ready to receive investors. And that's why we're creating all these infrastructures, so that when they come around, it won't be, they won't be bothered about those. If government would have put in place this infrastructure and they could just invest in the state. That's why we are opening up and we're thinking through this deliberately, putting things in place, because we know if we place God over everything else in this state, and we know that He's the author of peace. I believe absolutely that when God oversees a place and you bring Him to be in charge, He directs. Generally, the state remains peaceful because of the people, the disposition of the people. Don't forget that we've been through our own phase of challenges, and we know that we can count our losses those times. So it's better now we sit at the table, discuss issues, and we also understand that without security, no investor will stay here. Not even indigents would like to stay here. So I think it's beginning to gain traction, and it's in the consciousness of all of us that we need to live together. And maybe it also has to do with the style of leadership in the state. You run and try as much as possible to run an inclusive government where opinion of others matters, where you sacrifice to accommodate other people. You can work together harmoniously. Like we say in Akwa Ibom, we run the United States of Akwa Ibom. We go under the slogan of Akwa Ibom United.